How's it, everybody? Welcome to Sapphire's Unscripted. Just the two of us. Old Brev's got a little rugby event on. He's got quite a big game because he's playing against my team on Thursday night. So the Oak needs to put in the hard yards. Casual, how's it? Episode 118. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, all good. Obviously, rugby's back to talking about what happens on this weekend. Finally over this, I know it was only a week that we had to do it, but like finally over that period of like, what are we going to film? What are we going to film about that could possibly like get the people talking or watching or possibly interested? Now we got a squad announcement and it's an exciting one. It's not a boring team at all. Obviously, we were waiting to hear what could possibly happen. And it's an exciting team. I think there's a lot of talking points for us tonight. So obviously, people, if you do like the channel, please do remember to like and subscribe. We love the engagement with you guys in the comments. We always say it's free discussion. Whatever you say it. Get people's opinion. Get people responding on your comments. Yes. We love reading them. We try and get back to each and every one of you guys. Well, not really, but most of the time when we have the time. But yeah, as always, we do appreciate you guys. So Brett, take us away.
Yeah, actually, kudos to you for getting your front row spot on that you predicted. I obviously said Steenekamp was going to start over Ox. You thought that Ox would still start, so you got that one right.
Yeah, but to be fair, like I did mention that I wouldn't be surprised if Rassie switches it up, just because I didn't think we'd see some of the changes that we are actually seeing. So I thought maybe like Rassie doesn't like being predictable, right? So I was like, well, if Malcolm starts and Steenekamp gets a start, that wouldn't be too bad. Like,
yeah,
I kind of flipped it to maybe Rassie does something like that. You know, he's a wild dog.
Yeah, I'm not phased by who starts in that front row because both front rows, bench or starting lineup, it's going to do the same destructive damage than the whoever they're replacing. So I'm not phased one little bit. I actually want to move on from the front row, although not a lot of focus on it, but our second row. So South Africa.
Before we go to that, I have a question for you. Obviously, we've spoken a couple of times of the All Blacks picking up their physicality, especially at scrum time. But I don't know, like, when we watched that first game, in the second game, they were more dominant. But after that 60 minutes where they finally got scrums, they didn't look too dominant at scrum time, like we always said. And obviously now, I think it's Ethan de Groot.
Yes.
It's not Tyrell Lomax. Ethan de Groot also out. Massive guy for them at scrum time. Obviously, Tamati Williams will probably just slot in there. Do you think we'll have a dominant hand at scrum time, or do you think it will still be evenly matched? Because in the World Cup final, it was pretty evenly matched, to be fair.
Yes, I think we'll have the overhand. I don't think we'll have the dominant hand. Okay. I think it's going to be hard to see that either team loses their own scrum, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I think we really see a bit of dominance is on the bench, right? When those guys come on.
Yes, and we might win scrum penalties off our own scrums. We're not gonna. I don't think there's gonna be too many tight heads in the game, where like that's rare anyway. But I think maybe one or two scrum penalties. I don't see it going more than that. But I will be surprised if they get a scrum penalty over us, unless it's something for hinging or just slipping or something like that.
Yeah, a technicality. Right.
Yeah.
Now that you mentioned it, I probably see it the scrum playing out the same way it did against Ireland. Like we weren't too dominant at scrum time. I think it was very competitive at scrum time in that first half. In the first game, obviously, then the bomb squad came on and made all the difference. We saw it in the second game as well. And I kind of feel like it's the same just because our drop-off level isn't as drastic necessarily as some of the other teams is. But that's purely it, really. Yeah, let's move on to the locks.
Yeah, so obviously in the news the last 5 days, 6 days, it's been catastrophic in our lock department. Nobody knew who was going to be playing locks, and obviously Norkia deserves a start at 5 lock. Pushing Peter Steff from 7 to 5 to 4, that could be a bit daunting for him. you're a bit tighter in the scrum. That's going to be a bit of an issue for me personally, but I think our lineouts are going to be great. I do, however, think that I read a little thing that maybe Eben is actually potentially going to start, and that they're going to make a call later this week.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to hear tomorrow that it's changed, that Eben is fit and ready to play. I mean, Eben at 30% is still the best lock in the world. Obviously, that's an exaggeration, but like the thing is, who else do you play at lock, right? Like we trust Ruan Orkia, we trust Pieter-Steph, and if you had to choose between those two, who's going to probably be the more for lock out of the two, it's probably going to be Pieter-Steph, and that's why I just moved there. I don't think his gameplay will change too much. Probably just be a Pieter-Steph wearing that 4 jersey, so he'll slot in there when it comes to scrum time, but the rest pretty much stays the same for him. Ruan Orkia, I'm very happy for him, albeit I predict Eben comes back, because they said if you don't train on a Monday, you don't get into the squad, right? That's always been the consensus of the team.
Yeah.
But he did train on the Monday, just a bit later. So he made himself available, and he just needs to pass the fitness test, which I have read. It would be a surprise if he doesn't pass the fitness test, because I saw a video of the guy training. He looks pretty normal to me.
Yes, and I think this is just another one of Rassi's tricks, but it's a very poorly kept surprise, because the whole country pretty much knows that he might.
Yeah, that's video footage as well. I mean,
but also I think that if that doesn't happen and he does fail by some chance, you got to remember that these 2 locks, they're the only 2 locks in the squad left. So there's no locks. Yeah, but I mean the match day squad. There's no locks on the bench. So these 2 are playing 80 minutes, which that's asking a lot. Not from Pieter-Steph. He always plays 80 minutes.
Yeah. I kind of want to get your opinion on the fact that we don't have any extra locks. I think if you wanted to have 2 locks that can possibly play 80 minutes, Pieter-Steph always plays 80 minutes, and Ruan Orkia is a workhorse himself, right? You don't think his energy is really going to be that drained. Like, he'll just keep running and running and running. Do you think if Eben comes in, Ruan Orkia goes straight to the bench? Do you maybe think he partners Ruan Orkia at 5, Pieter-Steph goes back to 7, and Ben Jason Dixon finds himself on the bench?
No,
because obviously Rafi mentioned it will either be Marco van Staden, Elrich, or Kwagga that drops out. Do you think he maybe just said something?
Marco van Staden will drop out for me.
I don't think so.
Ruan Orkia going to the bench, and Pieter-Steph going back to 5, Eben at 4, because Elrich will have to be on the bench because he covers 7, 8, and lock. So if push comes to shove, he covers it. Yeah, Marco van Staden is just the blindside flank, so he just comes on for Sia. So that's a 1 player going out for a 1 player lock. So it's one position covered.
But that's how we've always played, don't you think? Because Kwagga also covers the flank and the 8th-man position. I don't think I thought it would be harsh, but I think if Eben is fit, Elrich Low drops out. I think Ruan Orkia goes to the bench. Marco van Staden would be the replacement for Sia, as he always is. And I mentioned this earlier in another video that I was shooting, and I said, like, Marco van Staden kind of feels like he's a player that goes under the radar, but he continuously performs for us coming from the bench. Like, Sia goes off, and I never, even though Sia's got a very good impact for that 45 to 50 minutes that he plays, you never feel like when he goes off, oh, we're missing Sia at the moment. That just tells you how good Marco van Staden does at fulfilling that role for the rest of it.
I agree.
And I just thought about it today, and I was like, we never give our flowers to Marco van Staden. He's been brilliant since he's taken that jersey coming off the bench. And we do have Kwagga there that kind of takes that 7 and 8 role, but the fact of the matter is we have Pieter-Steph and Ben Jason Dixon, who both could arguably play 240 minutes of rugby without being subbed.
True. The thing what you just said about Marco van Staden is even the games that he doesn't perform well, he doesn't underperform. Like you will never. It's not
very
like
steady
you're
hand.
gonna say, yeah, you're not gonna say, oh, knock on Marco van Staden or oh, miss tackle Marco van Staden. You don't even notice him on the field because he does his job. He's given a task and he does that. So yeah,
he doesn't make a lot of mistakes.
Sorry,
he doesn't make a lot of mistakes. He's just a cool, calm, and collected guy that just does it. And every now and again, he pops up, and you're like, "Oh, that was Marco van Staden that just stole that ball." You know, just
put in a massive hit.
How do you think our Lucy's match up against the All Blacks as Lucy's? Because obviously that's always been their strong point. I wouldn't be surprised to see the likes of Sam Cane, Dalton Papali'i, and Adi Savaya. I know a lot of people have been talking about Ethan Blackadder, but I think this is Sam Cane wants revenge for that World Cup. Our boys have got their work cut out for them, especially there at the Lucy's.
He does, but Blackadder is currently their best player. I feel this Oak. He's the Ben Earl of the All Blacks for me. I highly rate Blackadder. He makes me more nervous on this field currently than a Adi Savia, because when you play against Savia, you know exactly what you're going to get. Peter Steff would have him covered. Kwaha would have him covered. Everyone would have him covered. But a Blackadder, he's like the unknown now for us. He's like facing a brand new bowler in Test cricket. Like, you don't know what to expect. And that's exactly what happened against Argentina. They didn't know what to expect, and he was causing havoc. So, especially in that second test. So, he's more of a threat to me. So, I agree. Their Lucy's have been very vital for them over the years. But, yeah, I don't know. I think...
You see, the thing is, like, where I thought we could really get the upper hand, if you just look at the way that they played against England, is disrupting that line out, right? Not giving them any line outs. We know how they love the line out and running their set piece from that, or the scrum, literally from the halfway line. That's what New Zealand always does. But if we can disrupt the scrum and especially line out, that would give us a massive upper hand in this game. But now we don't have any of our locks, right?
Yeah.
But if Itzebit is there and you've got Peter Steff partnering him, all of a sudden I feel a lot more comfortable trying to defend those lineouts, at least disrupt it and make it ugly. But the forwards battle is going to be nice. It's going to be
nice, but I feel like I have a sneaky suspicion that Beauden Barrett might play 10 against us.
Oh, that would be a good move for them.
Yeah, that's what I was to say. Then I'll start to get a bit nervous. But if they're playing DMAC at 10, I think it's going to be he won't handle the Ellis Park or the Emirates Airline Park pressure.
Yeah, you wouldn't get a more different defensive way than Super Rugby as to playing against the box, right? He's not going to get any room like that. They need to get a calm and cool head. Beauden Barrett has caused chaos in our lives playing in that 10 jersey. If I was them, just play him at 10. He knows how to do it. Just go for it instead of giving it to.
I think that's probably why Jasper Wiese is brought into our team, is to run at whoever's at 10, run at him as hard and as fast as you can. That's it. Yeah. Make the man not want to play against you.
Like, have you seen McKenzie a couple of times? He's gotten the ball away, right? And it's very nice when it works. Like, he gets caught right after he's left the ball. And with the rush defense. Now, our rush defense is even more impressive than that. If he gets smoked like that, being as deep as he is, that is very dangerous. If that ball pops loose there, we'll get smoked, we'll run over it, we'll win a penalty from that, and then it's just like maul after maul after maul.
Yeah.
I would love to see us just use the regular maul once again. But yeah, if Damien McKenzie has that 10 position, I'm not saying he's going to have a bad game. It's always the All Blacks. They will definitely pitch up for this game. They will have to pitch up. They know. But if he's not at the races, it might be a long, long day.
I agree. Actually, something just came to my mind now. Do you think that if Eben is fit, do you think maybe he just falls in onto the bench?
I wouldn't do that.
Well, why would you publicly announce that these two are starting for the Springboks, the biggest achievement in the world, and then take it away from them on the day, or like just before the game? Like, that announcement has already been made.
Well, to be fair, as you also mentioned, Eben will be coming in for one of the guys on the bench. He didn't say he'll start all of a sudden.
Exactly.
But then I'm like, why would you not have your most experienced and probably your best player that you've ever had not start and play as much minutes as he possibly can?
Also fair. But I just think I'm thinking like more of a, I don't know, as a sympathetic person, that I've already announced Nortje starting the box.
Brett, you would know, you that run your own companies and stuff, business is business, right?
True.
Like, in the end, why would you play two guys, one guy that's a lock, right? But he's never really played for us, and the other one that's usually struggled at lock position. Why would you play them together instead of just having a cool, calm head that's played
You're right.
and he just partners them? That's just. Right. I get what you're saying from a sentimental perspective. I don't care about sentiment. I want winning. That's what I want, and I want Eben for 160 minutes on the field. I don't care.
Yeah. True. Okay. Fair point. Moving on. Kobus Reinach, my favorite scrum off in the entire world, finally gets the start against the big boys that he thoroughly deserves.
Yeah. Very happy about it.
I still feel sorry for him from that World Cup final exclusion.
Brett, once again, you with your sentiment over here. This is not a sentimental thing. No, but I get you. I'm on the same wavelength as you. He's been our best 9 for years. Unfortunately, our coaches just haven't seen it that way, or they probably think Faf fitted the role better.
Probably.
I actually brought it up this morning on our group chat, and I was like, is there a possibility we go 7-1 just because we have all these injuries? And I don't think it would have been the worst thing in the world, giving Grant Williams that start finally. And then obviously we've played Colby and Orange probably as they've probably trained in that 9 jersey before. I wouldn't have been opposed to it. I really want to see Grant Williams start. I know we all love Reinach. We all say Reinach is the best 9, but I would love to see Grant just get his start. And imagine that being in the biggest game. Would have been lovely.
Yeah. I agree, but I would like Grant Williams to start in the test match in South Africa against Argentina.
Oh yeah, that's the game that he got knocked out in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. No, I agree. I'd start in both games.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, because away is also fine. But yeah, Sasha obviously getting his sweeties that he deserves. He's not going to get dropped anytime soon.
We brought it up in the previous episode where we were just like, we want Sasha to start this game, not because we dislike Andre or anything, but it's like you've built up this guy for this moment. You don't study for all the tests and then comes to the test and then have someone else write your test for you, right?
Yeah.
You want to be backed, right? This is the test that he's been looking forward to. Everyone looks forward to the All Blacks test. It's the biggest game in the calendar. So I think it's a massive opportunity for him. Obviously, he could crumble under the pressure. We hope not. We trust he won't. But this is the moments that every young boy lives for. We've all grown up and seen our Springbok boys play against the All Blacks. And that's the moment he's always dreamt of. And I thoroughly like the fact that we've backed him and said, going into that 10 position. That's what we want from our boys, to be backed in their position. And he's done a good job staying there. He deserves to be there. And I think he'll absolutely flourish in that 10 jersey for a long time.
And last year, it was last year, start of the URC, the Stormers were playing against the Lions at Emirates Airline Park, and I was watching Sasha warming up his kicks. Obviously, it's at altitude, so the ball travels. That's why I look so good on my videos, because I live in altitude. And there were some kicks in warm-up that he was slotting from, I'd say it's between 65 and 70 meters that he was slotting.
Guy's got a
like
boot.
It's nobody's business. So the All Blacks better know that the discipline anywhere within 60 meters is points.
Yeah,
the man
and he's got accuracy as well. We remember when he came into the Stormers lineup, and it was like, yeah, he's got a massive boot, but he can't kick for shit because it was going wayward. And then all of a sudden, he just like slotted it from everywhere.
And I didn't like saying his surname. It was just weird for me because Sasha and then Feinberg and Ngomazulu, and I couldn't say Ngomazulu. Now it's my favorite name to say, Sasha Feinberg and Ngomazulu.
Oh, he's elite. He's a crazy talent. He's one of those. I don't always like to say it because you throw it around for every second dork that comes out of primary school, but he's like a generational talent. That's just how good he is.
For sure.
I mean, to be 21 and literally be like the focal point for the double defending world champions. I mean, that is crazy. The guy pulling the strings. And Beauden Barrett was the same. Like, remember when he came through, and it's like replacing Dan Carter at the age that he was at, and instantly became World Player of the Year. That is generational talents. I see a future for Sasha like Beauden Barrett had. Absolutely insane.
I do too, but this weekend will be his ultimate test. I know I say that and it's a cliche and blah, 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 but this is against our old foe at home. You have the chance now to not only put your name down as a great South African, but you have your chance now to be, the whole world is going to know about Sasha Feinberg and Ngomazulu after this weekend.
Brett, just the last point on it, right? As you just mentioned, the whole world can know his name. But if he fumbles it this weekend, I don't want to see him dropped for the second game. He can have an absolute stinker. I want to see him in that 10 jersey next weekend as well. I want to see how we.
I think there'll be minimal changes, but
yeah, but I don't want to see like kind of the same team, but then Sasha's taken out and Andre's put on. I want to see us back this boy and say, listen, okay, fine, you had an off game, right? Like any professional rugby player, maybe it was just a moment, but now he's had a taste of it. Can he step it up? That's just if he fumbles it this weekend. I would want us to back this guy for as long as possible. Tell him that 10 jersey is yours. That's it. That's it.
I agree. No real surprises in the midfield. Jesse and Damien, that was always going to be the case. There was a concern that Damien is a bit carrying a few niggles, but he seems to be fine.
Yeah, well, the issue is if Damien wasn't there, Andre Esterhuizen couldn't come in because Andre Esterhuizen is apparently out for 4 months.
Yeah.
Shoulder.
And I think Pollard would have taken the 12 jersey.
Yeah, I don't want to see that, to be fair.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it. It's just the game plan will change because Pollard's not going to carry it as much as Damien would.
Do you expect the All Blacks to go Barrett and Ioane?
I wouldn't. I'd go Barrett and what's his name?
Proctor.
I'd go Barrett and Proctor.
Yeah, this is the obvious choice. Yeah. I think they're by far the best combination.
Or actually, if Damien wouldn't play, I think Am would have slotted in at 12.
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to that. I don't think they were too bad against the Wallabies.
No, he was fine. He was actually looked like as sharp as he was when he was at his best.
Yeah. He's been looking good for a while, Brett.
Yes.
So Jesse knows that as soon as he fumbles it once, he's right there to pick up the pieces.
Yeah. But I think knows that. Well, he obviously wants to play for the Boks, but he knows that this Jesse is holding on for dear life, and it doesn't look like he's going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah,
he looks the fittest he's ever looked, Jesse Creel. He's probably, if you had to, as a kid, imagine what an elite rugby player should look like, it's Jesse Creel.
Yeah, he's like the perfect build. He's got massive arms, massive shoulders, very strong abs. got hammies for days, got quads for days. Don't get me started on his calves. It sounds like I'm gay at the moment for the guy.
And
he's just got the perfect build. Would you like to see Creel and play a bit more as a partnership? Because we know already what we get from Damien de Allende and the two. But if we feel like Damien de Allende is playing a lot of games, I wouldn't be opposed to seeing those two a bit more.
I think about Conrad Smith and Ma'a Nonu. They never broke up, like ever, until they broke all the records in the world. I think de Allende and Creel, or de Allende and Am, that's how it must be. Just break all the records.
No, I fully agree with you. I'm just saying, like, if it comes down to it, where it's like, okay, de Allende has played like 6 games in a row, like that, you at least have a backup partnership. Because obviously, Ma'a Nonu and Conrad Smith played the bulk of the games, like I expect de Allende and Creel to do, but they didn't play every single game because they needed to build at least another different partnership with that. I can't even remember who did. Corey Jane ever play with them? I don't even know. Corey Jane was a wing, but I can't remember. Was Crotty? Crotty played a couple of games there.
Crotty came in at 12.
Yeah. And Sonny Bill was obviously still involved. You see, so they had they switched it up a bit every now and again. But I'm just saying, like, I would like to see it a bit more every now and again. Playing against, let's say, Argentina, and it doesn't really matter.
Agreed. We need to hurry because my phone just said I'm on 5%.
Yeah, no worries. Back 3, Colby, Arendse, we don't need to say anything about that, but Fassi at fullback. And I mentioned to you, like, we're not the biggest fans of Fassi, right? We've made it pretty vocal, right? Obviously, he's at his best season, and we can all agree on that. He's at his best season in a very long time for the Sharks. Damian Willemse is not there. I just want to know, where is Willie? Was this a tactical move? Does he have a hidden injury? Because if there was any game that I would think Fassi would play, it would probably be in the rainy weather in Cape Town. So he can give you that high ball security. I did not expect it for this weekend. I'm not fully opposed to it if Willie is injured. Willie's, it's more not like, where's Willie? I want Willie.
That's me too. I don't know why Willie wouldn't be starting. I've said this a million times. Yes, Fassi catches the high ball, but then what? Then what? Yeah. What's next? Like, I mean, anybody else in the world catches a high ball and they're going to run 20 meters, step a few oaks, maybe break a tackle, give a good offload. Fassi is catch the ball, fall, place. That's it. So he's there for that split second of security. For me, that's not good enough. That's franchise rugby, not test rugby.
Yeah. I want to see where Willie is. It just gives you so much more in attack, in my opinion. Like, he doesn't look as flashy. That's the thing. Like, a lot of people view the game and they're just like, oh, they want this flashy stuff. We've got Arendse, we've got Colby. That's your flashiness. You've got Sasha there. You've got Mani in the squad somewhere, right? That's your flashiness. What Willie brings to the table is crazy. The amount of final passes he's got for try assist, the times that he comes into first receiver and starts the creative play from there. I mean, just look at the game against the Wallabies. How many times did we say, wow, that was Willie that actually created that try, right? You look at the Peter Steff try, you look at the Curtly Arendse try, that both of them, that would not happen if Willie wasn't there slotting into first receiver and creating a pass from nowhere. I'm not saying...
Agreed.
Yeah, he just reads it so nicely. Anyway, let's go to the bench.
And he's very close to 100 tests. Why wouldn't you give the man his flowers?
Yeah, no, I don't know. Probably injured. I haven't heard anything.
But yeah, maybe delayed concussion.
Yeah. Anyway, no surprises. We don't need to talk about the bomb squad. Malcolm Marx, Gerard Steenekamp, Vincent Koch. As expected, they expected to do the damage. Mark van Staden, Elrich Louw, Kwagga Smith. I'm just a bit... I feel bad for Elrich because I know this guy is the guy that's gonna get dropped. I know it for a fact.
Do you know what makes it even worse for Elrich? I read today that Hanekom ready to tackle Argentina.
You're thinking they're pulling him up?
I read an article. It said Hanekom ready to tackle Argentina.
I'm not gonna lie, I would love it. Give me the young boys.
That means Ulrich is out. That means Ulrich is out.
Ulrich is a flanker anyway. Yeah, he can play 8 and he did well at 8, but in the end, like if Ulrich comes in, he's not taking that 8 jersey. He's not better than Jasper Wiese, and he's not better than Cameron Hanekom. And well, this might be biased, but he's not better than Evan Roos. It's the fact of the matter. And he's not going to be on the bench for that 8 position because that's Quagga all day long.
Yeah. Agreed.
Anyway, let's move on to the backs because your phone's about to die. Grant Williams, are you scared that he starts being the Quagga Smith of the back line, where it's like, we don't want to start him because we just know what he's bringing from the bench?
No, I'm not scared of it. I think it's very necessary. You need to be that guy. Somebody needs to be that guy, and he's good at being that guy. I'd rather have a guy that he can literally come on and change a whole game. He could be. He's better off the bench than a starting berth, and that's okay. At the end of the day, still, this is his job.
Yeah,
us that play, we do it for fun. This is his job. He gets paid to do this. He can't sulk about it. He's been given a role. You're not manager yet. You are still under the manager. So do your job until it's your time to shine.
Yep. Agreed. And then finally, just a quick question, and then we'll just round it up. Where does Pollard slot in? Does he go 10? Does Sasha go 15? Does he go 12?
I think that's what's going to happen. Rusty's going to be as annoyed with Fussy as I am every single time I see him play. Fussy's coming off. Sasha's going to 15. Pollard to 10. And that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah. I in my opinion, I see it a bit different. I see it the same rotation as you, but I think you can't not have Sasha on the field because where's your creativity coming from then? In terms of Andre is not going to be your creator in that back line. I'm sorry.
But he's going to be he's going to be the calm that we need.
Yeah. But if Sasha has 100% kicking record, do you take the kicking duties away from him and give it to Andre?
No. You never do that. You never do that. Sasha will keep on kicking if he kicks everything over. Unless Pollard comes on early because Sasha missed 4 in a row.
Yeah. Fair enough. Anyway, everyone, thank you for watching. Brett, you actually hosted, so you can say bye.
Yeah, thank you for watching. We love you guys. We like this journey that we're on. And we hope you guys enjoy our very knowledgeable rugby IQs. Yeah, casual. Have a good one. Thanks for wearing your hat the way you always wear your hat.
Of course. Anyway, thank you very much, people.
Okay, bye.